about that. So in this one now, I want to just basically just continue on, and a lot of it is it's between me and this therapist that I saw, who I'm not naming because I've not got the person's permission so far. So I'm just sort of talking generally, but obviously if anyone was ever interested in seeing the person, then you could contact me and I could give you the details. So just continuing on really. So first of all, I'll just say the therapist that I went to see informed me that, you know, during a standard hypnosis hypnotherapy session, which the therapist would have obviously with her clients, and that energy flows and all sorts of energy related sensations are just commonly reported. Okay, so this is something that this person is a very highly qualified hypnotherapist as well. So that's just a standard thing. All sorts of energy sensations are just standard. So energy sensations in your hands, wherever they're coming out from, okay, are not unique to Sahaja Yoga. Okay, so that's probably no big news to anybody. I'm just clarifying that now, that was something that was said to me. So going by what I've just said, that energy flows from the hands and other parts of the body that's just standard things that are reported by hypnotherapists, clients on a regular daily basis. Going by that, then in Sahaja Yoga, no matter what Sahaja Yoga, what we believe about what is being experienced in Sahaja Yoga, we also say yes, there are sensations, there are energy flows, there are pricks on the fingertips, there are these sort of things. So straight away, even that alone there is a massive similarity between hypnotherapy, hypnosis and Sahaja Yoga. So I'm just saying this because there are people there saying, oh, it's nothing to do with hypnotherapy, you know, it's not some trance, it's nothing to do with it. So this person informed me that basically the big sort of like revelation, which to me anyway, or the big bombshell, is that Sahaja Yogis are actually, and I was doing it too, what you're actually doing is you know, you're telling yourself that what you're doing is nothing to do with hypnotherapy or hypnosis at all. It's something totally different. But the truth is, you know, I've gone to see the hypnotherapist. Yeah, the truth is that much of what I described about Sahaja Yoga sensations, this person was telling me that, you know, all of that is commonly reported by her clients. And just what annoys me about that is that people in Sahaja Yoga were sort of saying, you know, it's nothing to do with hypnotherapy, it's something to do with trance. So to me, that is, if that's not brainwashing in action, then I don't know what is. Yeah. So to me, I'm just saying this, that I've had both experiences, both points of view, and there is definitely a lot of crossover. And I did this in part one of the video as well. I was looking at this too. There is a lot of crossover between hypnotherapy and Sahaja Yoga. I think it's the aims. Okay, it's more, you know, obviously there's differences too, which I'm gonna get into. Okay, so these are some of the things that I found particularly troubling and a bit disturbing by what this therapist was telling me. So she was telling me that some energy sensations that a person can experience in a relaxed state of mind, which is basically known as a state of trance. It's a deep, relaxed state of mind. She says that a lot of these things can be experienced either spontaneously or basically by suggestion. So suggestion we could say suggestions are a set of instructions. So you're going to be told what you're going to experience. And she's saying that, you know, in hypnosis, that's how it works. You can be suggested to somebody when they're in this deep trance-like state of mind what they're going to experience, and you know, for some reason the mind, particularly the subconscious, unconscious mind, that's where all these sensations come from, will react. So you know, the common thing you might hear about hypnosis is that people, you know, you could say to someone, well, one example this therapist gave is that, you know, someone could be lying down in a very warm room, but they could be given suggestions that they're going to feel freezing cold, and the unconscious mind would start making them feel like that, although the room is actually very, very warm. So that's the power of the unconscious mind. Okay, but yeah, of course, in Sahaja Yoga, the instructions are not to feel, you know, cold, or, well, you could say cold. Okay, that, yeah, we'll get onto that, but you know, then you're not being told to feel heavy or light or float or fly or feel freezing, shivering, or really, really, you know, we're not going. It's not that type of a session. It's not the type of hypnosis. But you know, what I find troubling about this is that what she's telling me when I'm explaining, and she also looked into it herself, she read quite a bit about it, when I was explaining about in Sahaja Yoga, in every session there are instructions. We can't deny it yet, and you know, you're giving instructions to people. You're telling people basically what's going to happen, what they're going to experience. You're telling them where to place your hands. We're doing these affirmations. We're telling them about an energy, and we're telling them that they're going to feel very relaxed, and it's going to be they're going to be self-realized, liberated. It's going to be a liberating, freeing experience. And from this therapist's point of view, that's a very sort of powerful cocktail, okay, a very strong motivating factor to somebody's unconscious mind, you know, to bring about certain effects. So in summary, what I found troubling is that she told me that with some of her clients in the past, she said that, now again, this therapist, we could say that, yes, in summary, she doesn't like Sahaja Yoga, so she was trying to steer me away from it. Okay, we could say that. So we could say that she's got an agenda, she's quite biased. Who knows, is she telling me the absolute truth about everything she was telling me? Yeah, I'm just putting out here the sort of two sides of the story. But she was basically saying to me that she's had clients before report a cool breeze in the hand, but she says that you know, in her sessions, they're not sort of deliberately putting your attention above your head and in your hands. You know, you're not sort of they're not deliberately looking to experience the cool breeze. Okay, that's not the instructions. That's not the suggestions that the therapist gives to her client. But she said to me that if that's what she wanted to do, then she told me that the success rate of her clients experiencing cool breeze in her hands in the same way as Sahaja Yoga would be very, very high. Okay, you see, so you've got to understand, when I'm hearing all of this is quite worrying. You know, this is sort of like you know, because as Sahaja Yogis, we're led to believe that everything is, you know, unique. It's all from Sri Mataji. It's all this divine, you know, kingdom of God, blossom time. It's all of this sort of stuff. So, you know, for me to hear this stuff from an alternative therapist, yeah, as I said in video 1, who's very, very qualified and experienced person. You know, she's no Mickey Mouse person. For me to hear this alternative viewpoint, you know, I've got to say, it certainly did put the seed of doubt within me about Sahaja Yoga, and it has, you know, I'm not the same yogi that I was prior to seeing this person. Okay, so I have to admit, I'm not the same person. And you know, I have a lot of concerns now about things that are in Sahaja Yoga because of things that I've spoken about with this person. So she's telling me that so in summary, she's saying that the cool breeze and the instructions that were given to people in Sahaja Yoga to experience these sensations, these energy flows, is it is basically it's hypnosis in action. That's all it is, and that's what she does. This person in you know, they might not be sitting up with their palms upwards and doing bandans and all of this sort of thing, but you know, her clients may be lying down on a comfortable mattress or whatever it is, but it's a similar thing. And she's saying that you know, she can see that what's going on in Sahaja Yoga is you know, you're being told, you know, I mean, I went to Sahaja Yoga, yeah, okay, I didn't just spontaneously feel this cool breeze out of my palms of my hands, and these energy, I didn't sort of just walk in there spontaneously hear it without hearing anything at all from the people running the programs or the meetings. I was told when I look back, I was told, you know, you were told what's going to happen, where you should be looking, where you should put your attention, blah 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 blah. And yes, I fell for it too. I thought, you know, when I started to feel things, I started to feel like, you know, what, it's impressive, you know, wow, I didn't know you could experience these things. I've never experienced these things before, and I thought, people telling me, showing me, I mean, Sri Mataji as well, she tells people, she's suggesting to people, they are suggestions, are they not? She's suggesting to people all the time what people are going to experience. I thought that it's all, that doesn't matter. I was just too impressed that I'm feeling these things and feeling better. Okay, and I'm still very impressed by these sensations in Sahaja Yoga. But what I'm finding disturbing is that in the hypnosis world with these other people, they know how these things work, okay, and they know, and to them it's no big divine amazing revelation, it's no big deal that someone is it's no surprise, should I say, it's no surprise to this therapist at all that someone's going around giving instructions to people in programs and giving suggestions, and then there's quite a high percentage of people that are feeling something. And also, she also explained to me, and you know, in Sahaja Yoga, how a lot of people don't experience cool breeze, they don't experience, some people, nothing at all, and she's explained all that away to me as well, that's just all to do with that's just common as well in hypnotherapy. Not everybody is not everyone has a high rate of suggestibility. Some people can be some people can you can suggest certain things to some people and very quickly there's results, and to other people they have to take a while for things to work out. And I used to see this as all just in Sahaja Yogis we see this in this kind of divine way, that that person needs a bit more time, he's half realised, quarter realised, he's a few strands of Kundalini have come up only with that person, give him a few more weeks. And we have this way of explaining it all, but qualified hypnotherapists can just explain this all away in terms of belief systems, suggestions. It's no big deal to them. What I mean, it's it's not necessarily a divine thing at all. It's just how the mind works, how the body works. Now, I must admit, I find it strange that I do find it. I mean, this is where I'm sort of steering with this video, with this chat, is that the even if this therapist, okay, she's saying that the cool breeze, okay, is just a standard hypnotic energy type. I'm not even getting onto talk of Kundalini right now, okay? We're just going up to the cool breeze, which, yeah, the cool breeze you could say is also it's a type of energy flow mixed in with it as well. But she's saying that the cool breeze can be, it's just something you suggest to someone in a relaxed state, and they can feel a cool breeze. In the same way somebody could feel a heat, somebody could feel some other sensations too. She's kind of saying like, oh, no big deal, okay? But this is where I'm not totally against Sahaja Yoga. Remember, I'm sort of looking, I'm arguing and for and against a bit of both sort of viewpoints here. I'm trying to get to the truth, yeah? Aren't we all really? We're about the truth, okay? This is what I want to know too, yeah? I just want to know what the truth is, okay? I don't want to be deceived. I don't want to be deceived by anything. Do you? No one does. But I still, what I mean is this is where I'm a bit also against this hypnotherapist, okay? She's belittling the experience of the cool breeze, okay? Right, which I've actually got a bit of it coming out now as well, okay? She's belittling that appearance as it's just a standard, and she even thinks it's uninteresting, a bit of a boring, uninteresting hypnosis effect on the hands, and if you put it above the head, you can whatever, yeah, the usual experience. But I'm like, well, what I mean is, yeah, if someone tried to suggest to me, and I went to another meditation or another place, and I got into a relaxed state, same as Sahaja Yoga, and someone tried to suggest to me something else, okay, I'm being a bit silly here, yeah, just to make a point. So someone said to me, relax the same way, and imagine money, cash notes, yeah, coming out of your palms of your hands, okay. What's the chances that the unconscious mind is going to create that effect? What's the chances that that's going to happen? Okay, we could say that's generally that's just ridiculous. Okay, that's not possible. Okay, maybe there's some miracle somewhere or other that such a thing can happen, but generally that's not going to happen in a standard program on the high street. Okay, people would probably walk out and say you're mad or something like that. So I still think it's unusual that someone can say there's going to be a cool breeze, do you see? And actually there is a cool breeze, okay? So I didn't feel a cool breeze prior to going to a Sahaja Yoga meeting, okay? So I still find that interesting, even though this therapist is belittling Sahaja Yoga, saying, but they're giving you instructions. They're suggesting things to you. There's a bit of me that's still like, well, so what? That's still interesting that someone can suggest something to somebody, and then there is an effect following that suggestion. So they say there's going to be a cool breeze, there's going to be some energy flows, and then that turns out to be true. I still value that, you see. I still think, I don't see that as so what. I still see that as, there's many things we could suggest to people. There's many things that we could suggest that wouldn't work. That would be ridiculous, okay? But why is it the body, okay? Why is it that the body or the mind, okay, I'm saying the unconscious mind because this is what this therapist I saw, she believes that all the sensations in hypnosis and Sahaja Yoga, okay, just in summary, are created by the unconscious mind, the unconscious mind. So I'm just going by that view for the moment, okay? I'm not getting into the whole sacrum bone thing at the moment. So she's saying that they're all from the unconscious mind, okay? But the unconscious mind, you know, there's a lot of things that would be ridiculous to suggest. Like I said about money, meditate and imagine money coming out of your hands. I mean, that's ridiculous. So a cool breeze, but why does that happen then? You know, that is strange. So that's where I'm still like, that's interesting. You know, to me that still means something, okay? And the therapist she said to me that somebody once reported a cool breeze to her, some cool sensation. But she of her own admission admitted that, you know, that was just like one, you know, and she thinks that's only because she's not deliberately giving people those instructions like we have in Sahaja Yoga, okay? So, you know, she's saying that, if I told people to lie down and focus on their hands and above their head and imagine a cool breeze, she reckons that would happen, okay? But that's where I could be like, well, you know, she could just be saying that to me because she's trying to devalue and denounce Sahaja Yoga. So she could just be saying that to me because, remember, I went to her as a client. Oddly enough, I went to her as a client from someone that's already been really involved with Sahaja Yoga prior. Okay, so I could look at that to say she's trying to just kill off Sahaja Yoga. I mean, I don't even know if that's true what she's telling me. She obviously studied a bit about. By the way, I'm going by, these were like email exchanges that I'm talking from now. I did see this person for numerous times, but there was a considerable email exchanges after I stopped seeing this therapist. So I've had a lot of information written that I'm now talking about through these videos. But yeah, so the cool breeze, you know, when she says one of her clients reported a cool breeze, I mean, you know, when she says that to me, does that necessarily mean that there's no deeper meaning to Sri Mataji and Sahaja Yoga just because this person says that someone reported to her a cool breeze in her hypnosis sessions, probably you know, obviously way before she knew, the therapist, anything about Sahaja Yoga. But she's only known about Sahaja Yoga because she was studying it in relation to me, to my issues and things like that. When I think that that doesn't mean that there's nothing more deeper and profound about Sahaja Yoga, and that doesn't mean that there's not a meaning to feeling a cool breeze. And the cool breeze she could be talking about, I mean, who knows what. It might not be the same type of cool breeze that we experience from Sahaja Yoga. You know, it could just be a more insignificant thing. And the therapist even did express to me at some of the exchanges we had some you could say a bit of self-doubt or questioning on her behalf, saying like, you know, does it really mean that Kundalini has risen? Does it really mean that? So, you know, even from her, you know, she's not 100% with what does it mean, a cool breeze? Anyway, you know, perhaps you know, perhaps people have experienced cool breezes. You know, I think Sri Mataji's talked about there's been realised people far before Sri Mataji. Anyway, perhaps some people experienced impart some sensations of cool breezes, and that doesn't, that's still perhaps all in line with Sri Mataji's philosophy. That's all just, it doesn't devalue anything about Sahaja Yoga at all, just because some other person might have experienced at some point. So do you see what I'm saying? I don't. The cool breeze, to me, I still think it means, it has it does for me anyway. It does have it means something. Okay, it's the manner in which I experienced it and came to Sahaja Yoga with the things that was going on in my life, like with many of you. It's the timing of when you experience the cool breeze, which means, which is why it means something. But it's interesting that the therapist was like, why do you give such why do you attach like so much meaning to some little cool breeze? And that's where I'm a bit like, you might be criticising it and saying that you know a lot about it, but it sounds that you don't really, you're kind of just not, for starters, has she experienced it, the therapist? It sounds like she hasn't. It sounds like she's kind of more, she never once said to me she's experienced herself a cool breeze, but there you go. So she's talking to me probably more through she's making an intellectual argument by what she's heard from some of her clients and things like that. So so actually it doesn't really devalue. I don't think that what I'm saying here is going to devalue the meaning, the experience of people experiencing the cool breeze through Sahaja Yoga, through instructions, suggestions, or not. But do you see? I'm just, I just feel like I have to talk through all of this, just to get it out of my system, really. And I'm waffling on quite a bit again.